Elizabeth is a very experienced whole-body focusing person, and we connect with her at the core of something very dramatic that has happened in her life, and she's deeply into it. This is the death of her father and how that has really impacted on her life and her sense of abandonment, and there's a lot there for her, and she's hurting, particularly in her heart, very deeply. A whole body focusing will often start with a normal and a familiar focusing, listening session. And in this example, or this illustration with Elizabeth, I am in a focusing attitude as I just listen to her story as it unfolds around her father. Notice how I just reflect back what she says, allow her to explore what's there for her. And later on in the segment with her, this process will develop into a whole body focusing experience, and we will see that later.
I don't really have that sense of a larger self, so that when the stresses come, it's as if it's all there is, and I having just lost my father, I realized how much I sort of put that on him, and it seems, I guess that's where the sort of shame comes in. It seems kind of ridiculous at my age, but I guess there was always a sense like he'll always be there, and if it ever things get too much for me, he'll always be there. And it's from a long time ago, because in recent years I've been taking care of him. Yeah. But there's still there the sense that if the worst came to the worst, my dad would always be there. So there's always somebody larger than me to be there. And now he's not, and I'm just like feel sort of just cut adrift, and so that all this, and at the same time I'm so aware of all this tension in my body. Just I know it's always been there, but it's just all come up. It's all, I have to pay attention to it now.
But he's not there anymore.
But he's not there anymore.
And where do you go from here? What do you do? That's the not knowing is very, very stressful.
Yeah. So I feel a need to really develop that sense of the larger aspect of myself. And we talked last time about having my feet on the floor and stuff, and I've been doing more of that. But it's like this tension is just crying out, and there's no support for it.
I want you to notice how we step back from the hold that this issue has for her until she gets firmly grounded in her body and feels supported from that place. Her feet, her whole self has a sufficient support that she can feel inside of herself that empowers her to be with this very, very painful issue.
I just stand behind you, and so I can get it. Let's just step back from all of that for a minute and find your feet. Let's just get into the physical body, sense of yourself, and the larger self, and your dad's not here. Well, what else is there? And then there's some shame around you needing something else, or that that there's all this tension in you and you can't do anything about it, or there's something around feeling shame that you are this way with yourself.
I should be able to deal with it myself.
You should be able to do. That's what the voice says. You should be able to. You should be old enough, or strong enough, or something enough to do it with yourself. Yeah. So that's in the background here. Like to let your body have a sense of that and more that's in your body.
My heart feels broken.
Your heart feels, yeah. Just let that feel. Your heart feels. your heart feels perfect. Feel your heart, that place in your heart. Have the room it needs to connect up with other parts of you, like giving it some breathing room. It's in your chest, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
painful.
It's painful in your chest.
My right knee feels like it wants to collapse. Just collapse down.
So maybe just feel the sense you want to collapse, but knowing you don't, you can make a choice around that. But you can feel the wanting to collapse, and you're free to collapse if you want to. But just maybe just stay with the, well, that's what I would want, the knee would want to do.
It doesn't feel like it really wants to support me. It doesn't feel like it really wants to support me.
No. Would it be anything else that would want to support you?
My left leg wants to support me.
Your left leg wants to support you. Could you let that give you the support? You need to let that support move right through the whole of you in some way. In any way you would want. Like you're feeling that support. And maybe go right up.
Right up to that side. The whole left side feels pretty solid.
Is that okay? Can you just let that be as solid as it would want to be? And also notice at the same time what else wants to happen. That feeling of solid on the left side is present as it wants. And also make room for other things. There's something there in your right side that wants to flex around a bit or to... Can you sense what that would like to do, if you could? There's something happening there.
Sort of wants to be part of me, but it doesn't know how. It's kind of dark and small and kind of all crumpled up.
Well, with that sense of support on the left side, could you just allow that right side some flexibility, some room to explore itself? I don't know if that fits. Just check and see. You've got support on the right, so the left side, is that true?
Right.
And then this right side is kind of moving around a bit, trying to sort of search for something or that.
Yeah, it doesn't know how to belong.
It doesn't know how to belong, no. It would be okay just to let that be there. In the not knowing, it doesn't know how to belong.
Elizabeth's posture here is very important in terms of standing and how she stands on her own 2 feet. And we take a lot of time to explore the possibilities around that. For example, she isn't able to stand on her own 2 feet, and yet we explore how that might be possible. And we begin with what is possible and what is empowering. And rather than ask into the body what it knows about this situation, I've done something a little different. I've asked her to stay with that sense of empowerment, as small as that might be, until something more happens. And then out of that, she discovers a whole way of relating to her feet and the structure there that supports her process.
It's hard to just allow the not knowing.
That's where the difficulty is. Could you just be with the left side in its empowerment? And in the peripheral, let the not knowing be there. You don't have to be too heavily into the not knowing. But staying with where the energy is, where you have the real support.
Yeah, it's like I want to be whole, and so it's sort of shameful and frustrating that I can't figure out how to how to bring this right side in to be whole,
Mm-hmm.
but it just doesn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't
And you can't
do
fix
anything
it.
about it.
No, no. What you can do is spend a little more time with the sense of what is going on in the sense of your stability on the left side, right?
So there's more weight on the left. It's like my body's split right up
Mm-hmm.
the middle, and this left side is like a column,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of like a Greek column or something. It's light colored and it's straight and strong, and then there's this other thing.
My suggestion is to stay with what's right and clear and strong, where your attention wants to be.
One thing I'd like you to notice is that as her posture changes, and the way she can hold herself up in a standing posture, so does the way she carries the issue change. So there's an interrelationship between posture alignment and the way we carry a hurtful or a painful issue in our lives.
You're just staying with the left side of yourself rather than trying to figure out or fix.
I'm aware that even though the right side feels so useless, if it weren't there, I would actually fall down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's more weight on the left,
Mm-hmm.
but the right is just kind of supporting.
Mm-hmm.
It's playing a supporting role.
Yeah. So in fact, the reality is that it does play a supporting role and support more than itself.
Well, the left side says that this is all very well, but I'm getting kind of tired
Mm-hmm. Okay.
doing all the work.
Mm-hmm. So the left side is saying, it's all very well for the right side to feel this way about itself, but I'm doing all the work. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, I can't keep on forever.
Mm-hmm. Does that fit something with your own life a bit or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the right left's softening a little bit, and the right's taking a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Could you allow that to happen in its own way?
One final point I'd like to bring to your attention is notice how I step back when I sense that she can stand on her own feet and be in her own empowerment as a way of being with this issue. This is vital to the whole body focusing process, because in the end, what we're looking for is a sense of empowerment that enables a person to be with something that's very difficult to be with.
Yeah, the left didn't trust that the right could help out.
Mm-hmm.
So now I feel more in the right as well.
Mm-hmm. The left didn't trust the right could actually help out.
And they just feel different.
And you feel different.
Well, the two sides feel different, but the right is sort of taking more of a part, but not the way the left did.
Yeah.
The left wants two equal columns,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not the way it is.
Mm-hmm. So the right is doing something. It is taking more of a load, but not in the way that the left expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
It has its own way.
There's more softness in the right way,
Mm-hmm.
and then the left feels softer too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the right just can't do this Greek column thing.
But this doesn't, yes, the right side does not do Greek column, that's a fact.
It can only do what it can do.
It can only do what it can do too. Just take a check and see if that's enough for now. Just, again, also marking what has come as a kind of information around these issues for you.
And the tension in my eyes is, my eyes and my head are supported by my body. And so the tension is less.
Yeah. So now that you sense the support of the rest of your body, your eyes and behind the other tension that's been so chronic, so intensely there, has softened and more supported by the rest of you.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Good work, thank you. So we'll leave you there for a minute, finish off, and then would you have some private space?